Welcome to the ATL North Conference semi-final preview show. It's the business end of the competition and we're heading up to the Sunshine Coast Regional Tennis Centre on Friday night at 6 p.m. for the semi-finals. And Trav, welcome to the show. We were there Sunday as well for round 6 and a great day out and a great crowd in attendance for our first of the tight Caloundra.
Yeah, Matty, as you said, the Sunshine Coast Breakers moved to the regional centre this year and it was a great turnout there. Obviously, again, they had the Super 10s there prior. A lot of them stuck around, and yeah, it was great. It was a great atmosphere.
The highlight of the day was probably the match between the Sunshine Coast Breakers men and the Sydney Saints. Ended up 4-2 to the Breakers, but nailed lighting stuff at the end.
Yeah, definitely. I think the match of the day, probably even closer match of the conference for us, would have to be Dane Kelly and Jordan Thompson. That was a cracking match. So number 1, 3-4, 4-3, 4-3 to Dane Kelly over Jordan there in the end. But yeah, the doubles come down right to the end. I think Brandon Walken and Mitchell Robbins won 5-4. Sudden death point in the third set breaker. They lose that point, it would have been a dead tie.
Yeah,
so
42 all on games if they lose that point. So well done to the Breakers. They swept their pool 6-0. The Breakers girls weren't as lucky. They lost on the day to the Sydney Saints. Wins also on the day of the Tennis Brisbane Chargers men and the Brisbane Sharks men, and in the women's competition to the Beenleigh Blaze women and the Brisbane Sharks women. It was a great day out at Caloundra. Looking forward to an even bigger crowd there on Friday night for the semis. And we'll start by previewing the women's semis, and it's all interstate battle. So first up, the top of Pool B, the Canberra Velocity taking on the second place getters in the Pool A, the Queensland part of the pool, the Beenleigh Blaze.
yeah, man, it's going to be great. And as you said, for all the marbles this week, semi-finals. Obviously the two winning teams this Friday night get the opportunity to go down to Melbourne for the ATL finals, but it's going to be tough. I know the Beenleigh Blaze are lacking a couple of players there, so unfortunately the Canberra Velocity have a very strong lineup with Ashley Kia, Alison Bai, Twara Calderwood. Hard to go past them. Obviously I'd love to see the Blaze women get over the line there, but if I have to put my money on someone, it has to be the Velocity.
We'll be cheering for you Blaze girls, so the Velocity going favourites, but Blaze get into them, and best of luck. We'd love to see you at the finals down in Melbourne. In the second semi-final, we see the Brisbane Sharks, who went undefeated in Pool A, taking on the Western Sydney Warriors.
Again, Matty, Brisbane Sharks, Priscilla Hon, Nate DeBaines, Lizette Cabrera, Aisling Sumner. I think that sums that tie up there. It's who do you put at 1, who do you put at 4? It's an unbelievable team, and I can't see them losing. Even with the format, the girls have been there before. It's going to be the 4th time in a row they're playing off for a final spot, so it's not far into them. I think it's the Sharks there.
The Sharks have lost one time in their history in the women's event, last year's final, undefeated otherwise, and best of luck girls on Friday night. Our men's semis also promise to be fantastic ties. Let's start with the Brisbane Sharks, the Tennis Brisbane Chargers led Pool A. They're taking on, again, the Western Sydney Warriors.
Yeah, Western Sydney Warriors, both, obviously boys and girls coming up, but again, Tennis Brisbane Chargers, Matty, Benny Mitchell, Matt Baines, Gavin Pepperzil, Robert Smeets, Blake Ellis. Warwick's going to have a tough time picking a 4 there, especially with Blake, who's been playing at number 4 the last few weeks, but playing some great tennis. If Benny's back fit and healthy, Chargers are going to be tough to beat, and money's definitely on the Chargers in that one, Matty.
A good problem for the Chargers to have some great players in form in the second semi, and all these players know each other very well. I think it's going to be an outstanding tie, and this is a tie that'll be on the centre court on Friday night, so get along and watch from 6 p.m. Sunshine Coast Breakers, first ever time in a semi-final, taking on the Brisbane Sharks. Should be a really tight battle.
No, it's going to be a rip snorter. That is the sort of match I'm looking forward to the most this whole ATL season. Sunshine Coast Breakers obviously been down in the New South Wales part of Pool B of the North Conference, but taking on the Sharks, and with Ollie Anderson, Callum Partagill, Steve DeWard, Scott Padzunas against Dane Kelly, Thomas Fancart, Brandon Walken, Mitch Robbins. Some popcorn tennis there, Matt, and I think it's going to go down to the wire, but I'm leaning to the Sunshine Coast Breakers. I think it's going to be 3-all. They're going to feed off the home crowd there in the doubles. It's going to be great though.
Should be fantastic tennis, so make sure you get along. We want to see a big home crowd there behind the Breakers. So as we mentioned, 6 p.m. start at the Sunshine Coast Regional Tennis Centre, all to play for. The finals will be held on Sunday at the Queensland Tennis Centre at 1 p.m, as well as the 3rd, 4th playoff. We've got some live music again from Jaden and Johanna. They're fantastic, so get along and check them out, as well as activities for the whole family and dinner and drinks available. So get along, should be a great round of tennis, and can't wait to see you all at the conclusion of this year's ATL.